I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. This is our hands-on review of the ActionFlex sword. We're going to do the short sword today. When I started doing ActionFlex swords, we started with short swords because they're easier for the kids to use. And all of your short sword tactics can be upgraded to the long sword tactics pretty easily. So there you go. The ActionFlex swords are very well made. They have a lot of bend to them. The handles are the only part that's not really soft. They give you a nice grip. They fit very well in your hand. They've got that sweat absorbing material, whatever that is. They got a nice squishy hand guard, Tsuba, whatever that's called. The tip is one of the things that makes them very special. There's actually a piston in the tip, so you can stab somebody and it'll compress and not crush them or leave a giant bruise. The covering fabric also holds up very well. This ActionFlex sword is actually one I bought, I think 7 years ago, that we've been using ever since. The kids fight with them all the time. We do birthday parties with them, so we get kids that have no idea what they're doing, fighting each other with them. The beauty of the ActionFlex sword is it has enough flexibility and enough give on the stab that you can have a great big kid fight a little tiny kid, and you don't have to worry about control. They can just blast each other as long as they got the helmets on, and everybody's good. The only thing you got to watch out for is somebody getting hit with the butt of the weapon, like in a hand or something, and then there's some crying. But if they all fight with two hands on the weapon, not usually a problem. It's when they go one-handed you kind of have a problem with that. So, you can hit full tilt with these, and you can get a pretty nice bend. If you watch, you can see the kind of flex that this weapon will give you. All right, lots of flex. Here's one thing you have to watch out for. If you store them funny, they will start to they'll get a memory bend, and then when you take them out, they'll be bent for a while, and you have to give them some time to rest and come back to shape. So store them this way or hang them. Don't store them point down. That's bad. And when you thrust, you can see that, if I can get a good shot, the piston will condense and then the thing will bend. If you buy a cheaper version, like a non-ActionFlex, we bought these briefly. I will not tell you the brand name. But we bought these at some point because we were looking for a cheaper solution to the ActionFlex, because the ActionFlex were not cheap. These were covered with cloth instead of whatever the nylon is. The handle's a little bit cheaper. Whatever the handguard was went away. The problem with it is, as you can see, the piston thing was definitely cheaper. That broke pretty quickly. So if you flip this around a little, you see it's totally broke. And these are too stiff. When we get a big kid hitting a little kid with these, there's a lot of crying. You can see it's a little too much. Whereas if you hit with these, you can see the difference in the bend. Okay, so don't buy the cheap ones. Go with the ActionFlex. They're much nicer. They hold up a lot longer. And if I remember right, if you buy like their Samurai Starter package, you get like a little intro course on how to fight with the swords and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a nice deal. And they last forever. We've been fighting with these, like I said, for about 7 or 8 years. But make sure you go with the ActionFlex. Don't buy the knockoffs. So I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. That's our review on the ActionFlex swords. Practice. I'll see you in class.